What's up?
What's going on, man?
What you know about my get-up over here?
I don't know, man. I'm just learning about it, apparently.
Spontaneity is a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yes!
It is.
Well, we did come out with a little bull music over here, which
Yeah.
is a little sacrilegious to us being Knicks fans, but it's a pretty cool song.
It's a great song, and it reminds me of the days of Johnny Starks with the left hand down the baseline.
Yeah.
That was about the highlight of the whole thing, because obviously it didn't return a championship.
No, because Michael Jordan happened to play for that team, and he just decided to win 6 of them. Just ruining any chance of
just 6?
Patrick. No, that was it.
That was
just
it?
6.
Just 6?
And every year that he played, except for that one silly year where he wore number 45. Take it away. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But we are talking Knicks right now. I got my Jackie Moon get-up going on over here. So, as a matter of fact, how off of me. I don't need all this stuff on. We're going to start Knicks right away, right?
Yeah,
because we're Knicks fans, so let's jump into them. It's been a roller coaster of a season at best. I mean, it's crazy. We lose players, we get better. We gain players, we get worse. We lose coaches, we get better. I don't know what's going on except for the fact that we're in the 8th seed and we're going to the playoffs, but give me the picture right now, man. What's happening?
With the 8th seed going to the playoffs, whether they're going anywhere is another issue. But if they keep playing the defense they're playing, I think you should have left it. But if they keep playing the defense they're playing, namely one Iman Shumpert, who knows where it can go, because their defense is outstanding. Right?
Iman Shumpert has been the man. I know we're both big fans of this guy. From defensively, obviously, he's been spectacular, and you know, you even called it out like in the beginning. They got him for defensive purposes, but now he's playing some offense with all the injuries that are going on, putting up 25 points. You know, a few nights ago. The kid could play on an all-around game, and we got to steal at number 17, man. That's what I'm saying.
They got to steal, and he's a lockdown. He's kind of like a Darrell Revis in basketball terms.
I like that.
I mean, that's how good his defense has been, and again, it goes back to effort. Defense is all about effort, and if you have a guy willing to perform like on that level and have the wingspan, athletic ability of someone like Shumpert, you have the makings of a great defender. And his thing is, I mean, he can cover anywhere up to probably a 3. Probably cover 1 to 2 to 3.
Yeah, he's long.
So, I mean, who knows where that goes. Then you got Chandler playing D. You got J.R. Smith playing D. You got Novak playing no D.
But that's the thing about defense. You're emphasizing it, and that's what our new coach does.
He does, and just before you have to give him props. Carmelo's playing D.
Carmelo's playing
D too.
And like I say, it's more of an effort thing. Yes, you can be taught how to be in a certain spot on defense and how to trap, and there are definitely tactics and stuff like that. But it's more of an effort, a heart thing.
And you can't teach effort.
You can't teach that. There's no doubt. And they're putting out more of an effort on defense. Under D'Antoni, the Knicks were giving up 96 points a game. Now they're giving up 86. 10-point difference under Mike Woodson, so he's doing the right thing. Unfortunately, a lot of injuries now. Amari Stoudemire's out for, we're not even sure how long, undisclosed amount of time, but Jeremy Lin we know is going to be out for 6 weeks, and he was the catalyst that brought the Knicks back to life, and now he's, again, he's going to be on the bench for a while, and Baron Davis is going to have to run the show.
Well, I heard a great point recently. This is kind of the Knicks that we're looking at right now without Lin is basically what the Knicks were before Linsanity.
Okay.
Which is a great point, and I'll say this, Baron Davis, this is the guy they were hoping for in terms of when they picked him up, knowing he had the back issue. And I watch him game to game to game, and granted, he gets up in the air with the ball too much and he turns the ball over just as much as Lin does.
More.
But I see him improving in terms of physically speaking, game to game, and I don't know that you'll ever get the Baron Davis of the Golden State Warriors days back. But I think you'll get a better version of what we see now, which could be good enough, given if he can be spelled by the likes of Tony Douglas or Mike Bibby.
Tony Douglas, a guy hasn't seen the court in a long time, really. And I mean, look, we're talking about
defense though too.
Yeah, defense is key. We know that. Hey, defense wins. There's no, when the Celtics were winning, they had the defense, and even the Lakers are playing good defense. The Bulls have the best defensive team in the league, probably, and they've been winning games without Derrick Rose, which is just incredible to me. How they can. He's really, it seems, their only scorer, and now we know they're predicated on defense. And Tom Thibodeau is their head coach, and he's excellent. He should be coach of the year again, in my opinion, with not even having Derrick Rose around and winning all these ball games. And it seems they've already clinched a playoff spot. They'll be the #1 seed, and we know it's going to come down to Chicago, Miami at the end of the year. I really can't see anybody else jumping in there unless you can. And don't give me Knicks and your boy Novak and his discount double nonsense. I don't want to hear it. I mean, I love the Knicks too, but I'm being realistic. They're not going anywhere this year.
They're not going anywhere this year.
That's the problem. It's not this year. So we get excited, but it's not this year. We have to wait.
I'd say this. I'd say if there's a team out there that could sneak in there, it's not the Celtics. It's not the Sixers. It'd have to be Orlando. That said, what the Knicks did to the Magic just a few days ago
Yeah.
tells me that I don't think they'll hold up in a 7-game series, the Magic. So I think by default, it's the Bulls and the Heat.
Okay, and I'm with you. It's definitely the Bulls and Heat. I wanted that game specifically. You saw Howard sitting off to the side while the team was in a huddle. Him and Jameer Nelson not huddling up with the team in that big loss. It's weird because, just a couple of weeks ago, is Howard going to stay in Orlando? Is he not? Is he going? What's going to happen? He decides to stay because he says he loves it there for the fans and everything. And now you pull off a stunt like that? I'm a big Dwight Howard fan. I really am. But that was not a good look.
No, there's really no excuse for it, no reason for it, and I think, for some reason, just like we were diverting before about all the way back to Tebow and everything, that always diverts back to the Knicks, but like Tyson Chandler's a great example of whether it's good or bad, you got to be there for your team.
That's it.
You don't go out off having your own, little private shindig, and
no good.
like I said, if there's a team, because we've discussed the dominant big man theory, if there's a team out there to do it, it's the Magic, but after what I saw what the Knicks did to them, if the Knicks can do that to them, and the Knicks blew. I mean, I think the final score was like 20 points, but they were up on like
they were up
40.
At like, yes.
I mean, it was a total blowout.
That's right.
Which is so unique for the Knicks. The Knicks never do that to teams.
Yeah.
So to do it to that team tells me that the Bulls and the Heat would have their way with them.
Right, I agree totally.
In a 7-game series.
I totally agree. The Magic don't have it in a 7-game series. I'm with you on that 100%. There aren't many good big men around that can hold the fort down, but there is one in Los Angeles, and Andrew Bynum, who is a pretty darn good big man. And we're speaking of coaches' problems and all this stuff. And look, Mike Brown, it seems, came down with a heavy fist a couple of weeks ago, or just a week ago. First benching Kobe Bryant, then benching Andrew Bynum, and it doesn't sit well with me because Mike Brown is going into a locker room filled of guys who have championship rings already, and he comes there with really no credibility whatsoever. He had LeBron James for 7 years, and he doesn't have any rings to show for it.
Right.
So, to me, yes, you want to be the authoritative figure. You want to be the head guy in charge, no doubt about it. But when you got a guy like Kobe Bryant on your team who's really the head guy in charge and you're benching him, no. Bad move, my friend.
I mean, I can't really comment so much on the Bynum benching because Bynum is still somewhat childish in his behavior on the court.
Wait, hold on. He benched him because he took that 3, right? But the night before he hit the 3, but he didn't bench him then.
He shouldn't be taking threes. Period.
That's fine. I agree with that.
I mean, and I was gonna get to that. I mean, what a comedy routine. I mean, watching this guy. This guy's not Dirk Nowitzki. He's I can't even say Novak, but he's not a 3-point shooting big man. Like even Amari can pop out there and hit a 3 every now and again.
But Bynum has no business. You're
no
right.
business whatsoever.
I agree. I totally agree.
I could see that, but how in him benching Kobe Bryant? I mean, again, not to make the comparison of Kobe versus Jordan, but be the same thing as Phil Jackson benching Michael Jordan.
Yeah, kind of.
It wouldn't have ever happened, even if he was 0 for a million.
Well, I see you compare. It wouldn't be because Phil Jackson can get away with benching Kobe Bryant. Mike Brown can't.
Well, that's true too. Well, that makes it even that much worse. But the point is there's no excuse ever to bench. I don't care how bad he's playing. He's still the best guy in the court, no matter what the numbers reflect. And with the track record of Mike Brown, yeah, man, I mean, he's put himself in a hole.
And it seems Mike Brown learned his lesson because real quick, the Lakers played last night, and Kobe didn't hit a shot the whole damn game.
He was 0 for 15.
He was awful, and he ends up hitting the
21. I think. Yeah.
Then he ends up hitting the game-winning 3. And Mike Brown knew he's like, you know what, Kobe's going to end up hitting the game shot at some point because he's Captain Clutch, and maybe he learned his lesson over there. So
can't put him on the bench.
Speaking of, no, you can't. No, it was a bad move. So I'm sure he's learned. Well, I hope he's learned his lesson. Otherwise, he won't be coaching that team next year. I'll tell you that. They definitely, if the Lakers can stay healthy, I can easily see them going to the finals. The only 2 teams I see standing in their way is San Antonio and my pick, the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I know that you can't stand teams that don't have plural, like the Thunder and Jazz and Heat and everything like that, but we could see a non-plural finals with the Heat and the Thunder. This could be like your worst nightmare.
That would be a scorcher.
A lot of weather in that finals.
Yeah, a lot of weather.
Thunder.
Yeah, we could end up with that. And although I agree with you that the Lakers could go there, I think it's the time. The theme of the day is on the rise, and Oklahoma City's been on the rise all year. And I think it's their year, man. I mean, Kevin Durant is awesome.
Awesome.
And he's a winner. He's clutch. He's a leader. And that team is reflecting all of that. And
no doubt.
I don't see the Lakers beating them. And in a twist of irony, how great would it be, for one person anyway, if Oklahoma City, say, beats the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals and Derek Fisher has something big to do with it.
Ooh, there you go. How about that for sweet irony? That'd be beautiful.
And good for Derek Fisher, because Derek Fisher's a stand-up dude too, man.
I like Derek Fisher. Yeah. And hey, maybe the reason why all this chaos going on with the Lakers because he's not there anymore. You know?
That true, because he was a leader in the locker room, and I don't see Ramon Sessions and Steve Blake being, first of all, even a handful. I'll take the Knicks point guard situation over that point guard situation any day of the week, and they're definitely not as good in the locker room as Derek Fisher.
No doubt about it. I mean, and they lost the leader, and they lost somebody who can keep those, keep the guys together and keep them in check. He was kind of like the coach on the floor almost.
And there's even been reports out there that are saying that Kobe's expressed his desire to bring Odom and Fisher back. There's trauma in that locker room.
Oh, no doubt about it. Like I said, I've already said it last week. Mike Brown won't be the coach of that team next year, but if the only way he's going to be is if he wins a championship this year, and like we both say, I don't think that's going to happen. I like the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I believe they have the MVP on their team. Beginning of the year, I picked Durant before the season started, and then as the season went on, I said, hey, it's Chris Paul. I mean, what he's doing now with the Clippers is amazing, and it still is. But Kevin Durant, to me, is the best player in the NBA. He's clutch. They have the #1 seed out there. He's the man, and for as much as nonsense we like to talk about him and Westbrook not getting along and it's going to blow up at some point, it's not blowing up. It's working really, really well.
In terms of the two superstar theory, it's the opposite of the Amari Stoudemire, Carmelo Anthony situation.
These guys work together.
These guys work together, although I still don't think he's a point guard. Regardless of what position he's playing, they do work together well on the court.
And now Fisher's there. He can run the point.
Well, Fisher's there, yeah, absolutely. And, they also have Harden, who kind of stays under the radar. I think he's going to be sixth man of the year.
Absolutely, no question.
And he's... In college, I think he was pretty close to leading the country in scoring his senior year, or whatever year he left. I'm not even sure of his senior. We'll get back to that. But he's awesome also, and he's a big part of their success. Plus, they got Ibaka, who's like a shot blocking machine. A block, exactly. So, I mean, yeah, man.
I like them also. I definitely like them. I worry about their depth a little bit, but they're so young where they all the stars can play 40-plus minutes a night. So I don't get into depth too much. They're very young. So look, I think it's going to be Oklahoma City and Heat.
And as far as the MVP thing goes, I'm on the record as saying Durant is the MVP. I've been saying it all year. If not for the record, Kevin Love would be in that conversation.
Yes.
Having just an amazing year. I think he's averaging 26 and 15.
It should be noted how unbelievable he has been.
He had 3 40-point games plus a 50-point game as one of those in March. I mean, just been a total beast. Plus, he's been pretty clutch, too.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, his team's on the 500.
Can shoot.
And you can't win MVP on the 500.
You just can't. I mean, especially for the fact
really
that they're really not going to make the play. I mean, they're 3 games under 500 right now. They're not making the playoffs. So, as great as he is and as MVP-worthy candidate as he may be, he just has no chance to win it.
It's kind of like an A-Rod on the Texas Rangers situation, kind of, sort of.
Right. And you have to be at least in the playoffs to win the MVP, in my opinion. So we'll see where that goes. Let's wrap it up with the NCAA tournament a little bit.
Okay.
All right. I picked Georgetown to win. They went out in the second round. Thanks a lot. Really? Okay, my bracket is completely busted if you check the website at roofersports.com. It is a mess. I want to take it down, but I can't for integrity purposes. But you know what? A lot of people's brackets were a mess. Now you got...
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was a mess. Sure. You got Kansas and Kentucky now in the Final Four. Real quick, I'm not a huge NCAA college basketball guy, but you can't deny that intense rivalry with Kentucky and Louisville. And you saw what that rivalry can come at as cars were flipped over last night after the Kentucky win and stuff.
Yeah.
These kids got to take it easy. I know that they're kids and alcohol was probably involved, but
probably,
yeah, most likely, along with some other crazy drugs.
I went away to school. I mean, that's
there's no doubt.
On conclusion,
that was a hot mess over there, no question about it. But look, I mean, there you go. There's your two teams in the final. Neither one of us. We both had Kentucky, actually.
I had Kentucky.
I had Kentucky as well. I just had them playing Georgetown, which is ridiculous.
I had Kentucky against North Carolina. Right. Unfortunately, we ran into the situation with the point guard,
Kendall Marshall.
Yeah, man. I mean, it got pretty ugly. Yours blew up a little bit for mine because Georgetown. Did they knock out the second round? Oh no, sorry, that's the third round because of the ridiculous setup.
Right.
Because the first round games are on Tuesday, which nobody watches because no one cares because the setup is stupid.
Right. Totally agree.
Because it's all about greed.
Good point.
Also another conversation.
Good point.
But yeah, I mean, it was blown up pretty bad, and neither of us looked pretty at this point in terms of. I mean, we looked pretty on camera, but not as far as the brackets go.
And my boy Calipari. Jeez, it looks like he's going to win one. I'm not happy about it.
He might get this one, but Bill Self is pretty good too, man.
Oh, sure. No, definitely. Kansas had a long history of going out early, didn't they? Like a few years ago. They would go out second round all the time.
That might have been the Roy Williams to Bill Self transition era. But lately they've been pretty good.
Yeah,
and they weren't, I mean, they were good this year. Clearly they were good this year. They were number 2 seed, but they weren't the cream of the crop. The cream of the crop all year was Syracuse and Kentucky. Syracuse bowed out earlier.
Yep.
Made it further than they thought.
Yes.
People thought with Fab Melo disappearing, but Kentucky's held up their end of the bargain, and I think Kansas has a shot. And if karma's an actual thing, then maybe Calipari won't get it.
All right.
Maybe he won't get it.
Yeah, I guess, you know what, it would be beautiful for him to make it again into the finals and not win it. I would like that.
Yeah.
I would really like that. That almost be better than him being knocked out in the first round.
Yeah,
I just wish his superior Patino would have beat him, last night. But,
yeah.
What are you going to do? So, we're going to wrap it up now, but as always, we have more. It's up on the website at rufussports.com. We have made our MLB predictions. They're out. You got who? You got Yankees and
Giants.
Giants, right? And I got Tigers beating the Reds. All right, hold your laughter, okay, please. All right, just wait till the end of the season. We'll see what happens. But
we will.
All that's up there. NBA predictions. We've made our NFL rankings. I know it's a little bit early for that, but that's out. We'll have the mock draft coming up and all that good stuff. It's just sports, man. That's what we do, right?
That's what we do here.
That's what we
do.
We
talk sports.
We talk sports, yes.
I'll just leave it at
that. We'll leave it at that. Okay, so for all you lovers and haters out there, we will see you later. Thanks for tuning in.